Hello and welcome to Bodybags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. And this evening I'll be focusing on the movie Bag Boy Lover Boy. This film, it's one that did its rounds on the festival circuits for a few years. So it took its time to kind of come out on general release, and I think it was 2017 this came out. Made around 2013, 2014, I think, and it's Andre Torres' film. I think this is his directorial debut. But we follow Albert, who's a socially awkward kind of character. He's basically a hot dog vendor working on the streets of New York, and he's like has no money, has this shitty apartment. He has some sort of, how do you put this now in a PC term? I don't want to say he's not normal. There's some social thing where he doesn't connect. He's whatever it is, he's not quite on the level. There's something that is undiagnosed or that we just don't know about Albert. But he is, like I said, he's a hot dog vendor in New York, and he's maybe fairly content in this role. I think you can't really tell from too much at the start, but maybe his ambition level is happy where he's at. But anyway, there's a confrontation with a client, someone actually buying a hot dog, and he drops it on the floor. He's like, it's all right, and the guy starts kind of kicking off at him, and he's just kind of like void of emotion. He's a funny character. But this is where we first meet Ivan, who's kind of having a go at this kind of like douchey kind of guy who's with his girlfriend, and kind of sticking up for Albert. But we find that he has some ulterior motives, because he's a photographer, and he wants to use Albert in a series of photos for the shoot. So he wants to do a collaboration with him. Now these are kind of how to kind of put this, exploitative kind of his situation. They're kind of strange fetish videos, kind of very amusing. That's the thing. There's a deep lying undertone, like dark comedy to this film. It's very awkward and funny. I would not call it anything like The Office, but there's the awkwardness. It's nothing like The Office, but just an awkwardness of character. Albert has this, and anyway, he's not quite as simple as he kind of appears, and he wants to get something out of this. Like, he's not really interested. It's like, well, money, whatever. He wants to learn how to take photos, because he can see how well he could how he sees it, that you can kind of get anything you want being a photographer. And what he happens to want is one of his regular hot dog people. It's like semi-homeless, I think she's a prostitute, but he has very strong feelings, possibly in love for him, and he wants to impress her, basically. So he embarks on this kind of begging of Ivan that he wants to learn how to be a photographer, and Ivan doesn't want to do this, but he ended up okay. He kind of has to do it, because Albert's like, well, I'm not going to be in your photos then. So he's setting up with just this like old crappy Polaroid to start with. As the second act starts, Ivan is taken away. He has to go to, is it Venice or somewhere like that? Basically, he has to go for a photo shoot, and there's a whole situation where Albert is wearing his coat, and Ivan goes to the airport, and Albert has the keys to this photo studio where all this work's being done, so he knows the studio. And so he decides to be a photographer photographer with fairly disastrous results. Like he invites this one prostitute, and he's not happy with how it's going. He's kind of uncomfortable with how it's going. He doesn't want it to be how she is, and ends up that to get the best results from her, it's better that she's dead. So it's kind of hard to say. I think he purposely kills her, but you don't really know that. But anyway, this happens, and it happens a couple of other times, and then we kind of build up to the third act, which is it's really good. It's like the aforementioned kind of regular that he's maybe in love with. She is kicked out of her apartment, so he's like, you can come and live in my studio. But when he's in the studio, like, he goes up there, and I think it's the makeup artist and friend of Ivan. She's in there, and she's like, Albert, what the hell are you doing? You can't be in here. And he's like, to his friend, he's like, you go downstairs, I'll sort this out. And of course, he kills her. And he kind of does the photo shoot, and because of the experiences he had with the shoot where he was the model, he's kind of replicating these things that he saw, like weird sexual kind of perverseness, and then strange like fetishness of putting bags over their heads. And yeah, she's playing along with this, and then through some interactions with other characters, the police get involved, and they go in there and they see Albert putting a bag over this friend's head, but they don't know that it's just for a shoot, that she's actually kind of egging him on. It's kind of difficult to build if she's just doing this because she's happy and like, or she likes this sort of thing, or she has some sort of attraction. You can't really tell. It's not 100% clear, the motives. But I'll just say it ends pretty badly, and I'll leave it at that. So, I really did enjoy this film. It's kind of very low budget, micro budget maybe you'd call it. But how it's filmed, the actors they've got, the actors are fantastic, and they kind of, I'll call them the bad actors, are kind of, maybe they're just playing bad actors, because most people in this are really good, but like the one first prostitute that he takes photos of, she's bad, but kind of fits her character really well, and I'm like, is she playing the part badly because that's what's required of it? I'm not sure. Maybe it is. It's on quite a high level of how this was filmed, even though it had no budget. Like I said, the acting is really good. I really enjoyed it, and the story itself is really interesting, and the kind of the directions on where this film takes you. It's like I said, it's kind of darkly funny and awkward, but you just have to watch this. You're drawn into the character of Albert, and you really like the character of Ivan. And well, I think that's enough for the review. I highly recommend you check this out. This is Severin actually put this out. Oh yeah, it's a UK one, but US, UK, so region 1 and region 2 that you can get this. I think it's pretty cheap from Severin. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you. Bye bye.